Hey, what's up, everyone? This was posted by a Reddit user 1 year ago, but this is not, I don't think this is what I'm talking about. Now, the object that I'm talking about is always in the sky. Now, this object seemingly defies the laws of what the celestial heavenly bodies are supposed to do. The planets and the stars and the moon and the sun, everything is always moving around. This bright object that I notice in the sky is always there. And it has been that way for several years now. Last December they said, oh, it's Venus. Then they said, oh, it was Mercury. Oh, now you're looking at Jupiter. So now what are we looking at? What are we seeing now? I mean, it's still there. Then they said, oh, there's a satellite up there. Someone was like, well, it's a spy satellite. Someone said that satellites move, planets move, the space station moves, stars move, the sun and the moon move, objects in the sky move. But I was watching this object last night, as I often do, and I noticed the moon moved around it, the stars that were on the other side of it moved over it, moved around. They took their path across the sky, and then late in the middle of the night, about midnight, it's still up there in the same spot in the the northwestern sky. Right up there, bright as can be. It was there at 8 o'clock last night. It was there at midnight. And then I go out there at about 4 o'clock in the morning. It's still there. I take the dog out, take him for a walk. At 6 o'clock this morning, 5 o'clock, 5:30 or so this morning, it's still shining bright right there in the sky in the same spot, while the moon's on the other side going down in the southwestern sky. So what, are you seeing this object? Are you seeing what I'm talking about? And I videoed it a few nights ago, once again, in the northeastern sky, just hovering there. Yeah, it moves a little bit. Sometimes it moves a little bit, very slowly, but that doesn't add up. If everything else is moving around out there, as I obviously see, everything else is moving around up there, why isn't it following along with their path? And if it was something in our orbit, then it would be going around just like the moon does. It's obviously not in our orbit, or it would be going around. Not just there in the sky in the morning, there in the sky in the evening, and all night long in the same spot. Even spy satellites and space station, even they move. This thing doesn't move. That it defies what we know. It defies what I know. No matter what an app says or anything says or anyone has to say, it doesn't add up. You watch the planets on Google Sky Maps. You watch the planets on an app and map them out. They move throughout the night. You look in the sky, they move through the night. The planets, the stars, the sun, the moon, day and night, they move around based on how we're moving. But this particular object that I'm talking about, we all see it, my parents see it, I see it, we see it all the time. And why isn't anyone talking about it? I mean, you see a few people on social media, a few people on YouTube mentioning it. There's a few forums about it, maybe some online searches, but there's not enough information. Not enough is being stated about this. What is that object? I went for a walk as it was turning daybreak and daylight this morning with the dog, and I was walking him, and I looked up there, and I'm like, there it is, still there. After yesterday, late afternoon, like 8 o'clock at night, there it is again still. At 5:30 this morning, even through sunrise, there it was, right there in the sky. Now, Venus is known as the morning star. The morning, it's a planet that's seen in the morning. But this thing is seen day and night, evening and morning, evening to morning. And it's not like it doesn't always make a trek across the sky. It doesn't always go all the way across the sky. Sometimes it will move a little bit or be in a different part of the sky, but the majority of the time lately it's been in the exact same spot in the sky, the northeastern spot, every night from night to morning. Even in the early hours of daylight, it's there day and night. So what is this thing watching us? What is this thing coming to us? Is it something coming to us? Is it something watching us? Is it something there all the time? It's obviously always there for some reason. Is it Nibiru? I know they say it takes an elliptical orbit. It goes around an opposite direction, planet X or whatever they say. It goes in an elliptical orbit, meaning opposite of everything else. They say every 3,600 years or so, this object goes around and circles in a sort of an oval shape, an elliptical orbit, the opposite direction of everything else in the solar system that we're in. Something from outside this solar system comes in. But what is this object? What do you think it is? And have you seen it? No matter what anyone... no matter what, it's always there. That defies what everything else that you see in the night sky, day sky, that defies what you see, what everything else in the sky does. It really doesn't make any sense, technically, at all. It doesn't make any sense. It's just this bright white orb in the sky, shining whatever. So what do you all think it is? What do you think is it on its way to Earth? But why would it be in the same spot 24/7 practically? And why would it not move with the other objects as we're rotating and revolving and moving? It should be moving with everything else. But instead is it the Lucifer star, whatever the Vatican the Vatican has a telescope that they're watching, or what is it? This object that they said is it that object they said was on the way? Or is it some sort of unknown object? Is it Nibiru? What is it? I've gone on for a while about this, haven't I? 8 minutes. That's not too bad. So what do you think it is? Let me know. Give your thoughts in the comment section below or by email. And if you'd like, you can show support. But whatever that object is in the night sky, does not match anything else. It doesn't move with the other celestial heavenly bodies. It doesn't move with anything else. It just stays there all the time. And that doesn't add up. But anyway, let me know what you think it is. Or do you know? Peace. Signing out.